What's shaking, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Everybody seemed to appreciate the format that we did last time, so I guess that's what we're going to keep on doing. I mean, really, it felt good. It felt good to me. It really felt like kind of landing in the place that I need to be landing with regard to these videos, and getting across a lot of the stuff that comes onto mind. And yeah, it seemed to work out. So that's what we're going to do today. Out here, I'm ripping and riding around on my Inmotion Adventure V14. It's not the 50S version. I got the OG panels. It's the 4,000 watt motor is just absolutely stunning. You know, the C40 is heavy as hell. It carries its weight down low in the most spectacular way. It's chunky. It's real chunky. The 2400 watt hour battery pack won't really get you all the range in the world. Even if you try to be modest with it, I'll be honest with you. You could probably get 40 miles if you really try to stretch it. But generally speaking, it's like 20 miles of like high fucking sassy fun. And I'm in love with it. And I'm in love with the VCF pads that are on here. The Raptor controller with its 42 MOSFETs gives me lots and lots of confidence. So, it's pretty crazy. It's a saucy wheel. It doesn't have all the suspension in the world, travel or anything, but the progressive coil really does wonders for making it, it doesn't really bottom out like whenever I do whatever it is that I do. So, but it is stiff. Though it is my favorite wheel, honestly, in the EUC world. It's definitely my favorite. I really got to give a shout out to every single person that I'm affiliated with, like all the companies and stuff, man. These guys are super cool to me, and they really don't make any demands of me. Like whether it's e-wheels, like, shoot me a controller, a charge board, that part of my affiliate sales have like taken care of, or whether it's a fees over at E-Rides, like, shoot me some armor and maybe even an extra set for a friend to help promote or something like that. Like, lazy rollers. Like just every single one of these guys have been so cool to me. PEV Connection being super flex with my Master Pro V3. Dude, like I really can't say thank you enough to each and every one of you guys. I'm super appreciative. And every single one of you back there at home, like sitting down, whether you're watching this on your cell phone or you're watching this on your computer or your TV, thank you. I really genuinely appreciate each and every single one of you. Yo, big hand clap for the homie Ion Flow. EUC helps me with my depression too, brother, and I suspect that each and every person that gave you a thumbs up agrees, and probably anybody that's like riding an EUC agrees. There are some studies regarding like forward ambulation and its like mitigation of swelling and like the amygdala or something like that. I'll do a little video on that in like a couple videos from now. I have kind of a few videos kind of lined up for what the content's going to be looking like. But Ion Flow, I definitely agree, bro. It helps with my depression. Yeah, man. You're welcome, Thomas, man. I just appreciate the engagement and like the stuff that I can kind of like platform off and like prompts me to think and stuff like that. I'm happy I'm not the only one who thought that the ET Max was sluggish. But I'm happy to hear that like from somebody who had a chance to kind of open it up, that it's, that it kind of like snowballs into acceleration. And I really like your approach to the idea of what's happening with begode, and thanks for like answering that question. It does, on one foot, it does seem like it could be kind of like this, this childlike attraction to a new toy, and just kind of like constantly trying to, get the next new shiny thing. And maybe that's a testament more to like the audience, though, like us, the receivers, that we're really, this particular society that we're in, so much about next new. And I guess in that light, they're only feeding into what it is that we are asking for to a degree. It's strange, but I guess this is like one of those instances where like, where they took Homer. I don't know if you remember like the Simpsons back in the day, where they took Homer and they threw him in hell and they started jamming his mouth with donuts, and it was like, here's everything you want for all of eternity. And it's like, after you get what you want forever, you might not like it as much. And maybe that's what's happening with the wheels. That's definitely one perspective. Another perspective comes from at NH281, and he says that begode may be attempting to dominate instead of just compete, and this would track. given their fiery kind of performance-y nature. And this is normal. So it's like, even if Inmotion isn't selling many two-wheeled EUCs, they'll sell even less now that begode has one. See, begode doesn't need customers to buy their wheels to move on to the next. They just need distributors to buy them. I hadn't really thought about that. And it kind of like, it may be, I don't know exactly the word, but it kind of feels predatory. That may be predatory. I mean, I suppose if the distributors have the capital to make that work, but I feel like that can tank distributors ultimately. And he says, he thought most of them had wisened up. Excitement sells things, and it's true. Begode is constantly presenting things that are really exciting. Begode may take some kind of pride in their ability to constantly come out with a new thing and put it into production really quickly. I mean, it seems like, and a couple of people have said this, that there may be like a cultural sort of move. Like this may be just kind of a cultural way of moving, and I can definitely see that being, the case. I see that happen with like some of the parts, even like the aftermarket parts. I know that one company might go to somebody in China to have them manufacture some aftermarket parts that they have, and then they after they have them manufactured over there, then it's like free reign. After that, it's like it's anybody's game. Any parts that are manufactured over there will start showing up at different stores here and there, at AliExpress, like this. So it definitely is a really interesting take. I appreciate that, bro. A lot of people disagreed with me on the Marty take, and a lot of people agreed with me. It was really, really cool to see that gradient of engagement. What was even cooler was the fact that nobody was really disrespectful, and they could be. I mean, like one person was a little, but generally speaking, everybody was super duper respectful. And I mean, it was really cool. Tom Dell, I do have to I just wanted to respond to your comment. When he said that he was very clear, you said he was very clear that this was unexpected and the fix was already at his house. Something cannot be both unexpected and also have a fix already ready. That is where the quandary comes in there. I mean, I think Marty's a great guy, but that's the only quandary there. So if it was unexpected, then he wouldn't have a fix. If it was expected, then he would have a fix. So it's just a little confusing there. But I do appreciate the feedback, bro. Thank you. Thanks for the feedback, Big Bill. Ride safe as well, my man. Ride safe as well. And like I said, we ain't all gonna agree on everything, but I appreciate it, brother. Yo, Roger, I absolutely agree, bro. Chris Clark and Marty are both, I think they're both awesome people. I mean, I don't see anything that would, persuade me to the otherwise. I hope that even though my commentary is what it is, that doesn't, convey, a disdain for person or something, because that's not at all what this is at all. That's definitely not what this is. And as always, bro, it's nothing but love for you, Roger. You've always been A1, bro. Thanks for digging, Duff. Thanks for digging in and chilling. So in order to be fair, I just wanted to again echo how many people stood up and spoke on Chris and Marty's behalf, and I think that's absolutely awesome. That's absolutely awesome. And so it's really, I just wanted to echo that with you, Duff, and thank you. You've been around for a long time and you've interacted with them a bunch, and it's you seem to have always had good experiences. And as far as what happened with the NOSFET, with the Apex, there's definitely some gradient of opinion about the way that he handled that, and that's awesome that people have that opinion. That's what makes it beautiful. And what's really crazy is that we all have such vast opinions, and everybody's just so respectful. It's pretty cool. Tatted, bro, I don't think he's a joke. I don't think he's a joke. That's a little hard. But I get it. I get your perspective for sure. I can see a perspective where that's viable. And Big O absolutely got what I was trying to say. For testing riders, I think if an issue arises, giving the manufacturer a response first and allow them to respond before providing a review to all, this would allow one-off defects, user error, etc. to be addressed. Of course, in a reasonable time frame. Example, 10 business days to fix it or 3 days to reply. Something like that. Whatever was agreed upon. If that's the case, I definitely want it on the review. This shows addressing a concern. Not providing feedback to a company to resolve before sharing to me isn't right. And, that's more or less where it's at for me. And if they already fixed it for you, then it shouldn't have been an issue that you needed to report on. And thanks for chiming in, Delco. Why not report the defects to the company, not blast them on YouTube? Once the actual production models are out, he could then post those negative defects as a way of saying, well, well, here's what changed from my demo wheel to further improve the wheel. Like, instead of releasing how bad the wheel is in a pre-production form, most people, only then think that the production model is going to be crappy. Only if it's the release model that is bad, then like put them on blast to warn of the issues. And that's really, I'm just happy that some other people understood what it was that I was trying to get at. Just grateful, because I was actually pretty shook to like try to speak up about some of the things that I was speaking up about. To be honest, man, you just don't necessarily want that feedback. You don't want that smoke. But at a certain point in time, it's like, man, you actually just kind of speak up. You got to speak your mind. Otherwise, things don't move along. Things don't get better. People don't get better. The world doesn't get better. If you just yes man everything. Can't do that. I don't know if you guys have seen this video of these two dudes that are like yerping along in traffic. Spencer Ray, that's where I got it. I saw him post it in Facebook. It's since then gathered a lot of traction. Who's at fault for this crash? The bus or the EUC rider? Oh man. Like as you see these two dudes just yerping along, like bopping over the double lines, literally bopping over the double lines, and it says bus only, and it's all on like bright red. It says bus only, all on bright red, right? And so the first thing that these two dudes do is they kind of like bust across traffic. It happens super duper quick, but you can see already that they're not looking side to side at all. There's none of that happening here. And then the guy on the right is just swinging his arms a lot, and then right here you see he almost kind of like loses it, and then right when the bus comes, hang on, we're gonna go back. So going back through it, you'll see the guy swinging his arms quite a lot. There's 4, maybe 5 immediately that come up. So big critical errors. Number 1 is that they're actually passing. They're doing the exact same thing that they get mad about the bus doing, or the people in the comment section. Because to be honest, I don't know what these guys think about this, because I don't know who they are, and I haven't heard any official statements from them, or any statements posted from this group about them. But what I do know is that they are actually in the very beginning of the video doing the exact same thing that they get kind of in trouble for at the end of the video, and that's at very very close to an intersection, going pretty quickly into oncoming, right at an intersection going into oncoming. That's pretty risky stuff there. And then you'll also see that there wasn't a whole lot of lateral movement in the head of either person. So I presume that it's a one-way situation, and they know that if nobody's coming from that direction, that they're clear, so they go. The guy on the right does not have a whole lot of control. You see that on the first pothole on the right-hand side. He almost kind of falls. But then again, in this little bus lane situation, you see that the bus has kind of entered into this traffic situation from an intersection. So it's like, the other bus is parked pretty close to an intersection. So this bus is coming around in that intersection. And I'm not really sure what that means in terms of traffic behind them or not. I don't know. But I do know that the gentleman who fell, I got a couple of slows here and a couple of screenshots for you guys to see. He could have kept on going straight. It looks like there was just enough room for him to clear it. It doesn't look like he actually made contact with the bus, with that small bus. It doesn't look like he actually made contact. But it does look like his wheel smacked into the other bus that was parked. So there is that. I don't know, man. I honestly don't think that the dude was in the right at all. Personally, I feel like both he and his friend were playing a very risky game, and they ended up, they went too far on the FAFO scale. They effed around and they found out. And, that's just what happens. Unfortunately, inside of the EUC space, there's this like weird sense of entitlement that a lot of people carry. And I just don't get it. We don't have a space in bicycle lanes. We don't have a space on the sidewalk. We don't have a space on the street. There's not like a specific space for us. So in my mind, I just try to be grateful for any space that I'm given. And I don't try to usurp spaces that aren't mine. And I don't try to take advantage of anything. And I don't know why that's not an easy rule to kind of engage with and live by as far as these EUC things goes. I don't know why it's so complicated. But what do you guys think? I mean, whose fault was this? Was this the EUC riders that were at fault, or was this the bus driver? Do you think the bus driver was at fault? I mean, maybe there's nuance to this. Maybe it's a little bit of both of their faults. So, Hornet Wheel. Let's do his little question here. Like, who's what do you guys, team Team X-Way or Team Apex? What do you guys think? Personally, I feel like the 168 volt platform on the slightly heavier wheel is going to make it just a little bit more. The X-Way is going to be going to win the power game, and then the Apex is going to win the precision game. If you're a big sender, I think that the Apex is going to be the one for you. If you're looking for an all-rounder, then maybe the X-Way is going to be the one for you. But in looking at them side by side, they both look real sexy, don't they? I love these pictures at EUC sale. Thanks, Dennis. Big thanks to Mr. Hagov. He's been doing this for a very long time, putting together wonderful comparisons and great videos for us. Thank you so much, Dennis. I definitely feel like the suspension looks a lot more sexy on the X-Way. The seat looks like the best solution for a seat that Begode has come up with yet. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, what do you guys think? And where's your money at? Who's getting the X-Way? Who's getting the Apex? Or are you guys just, are we chilling? Are we done buying stuff? We could totally be done buying stuff. Man, I tell you what. Whew, trying to make it hard out here. They come out with these. If I would have known how much money I was going to spend in this stuff, man, it probably would have been cheaper to pick up a crack habit. But it wouldn't be as much fun. Let's face it. I'm sorry, guys. Oh man, the comments for that video are too good, man. The homie occupied, the guy was too occupied with his Naruto arm swing. It's true. In a city, you should be more aware of your surroundings. Yeah, and the EUC is technically illegal to have on the roadway, so any wrecks probably will be against the EUC rider. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but I mean, it seems logical. I thought that was just too funny. And some of the critical takes are like the rider's fault, lack of skills. He had so much time to respond to what's happening. It looks like a lack of skill from the rider. It's kind of everybody's take there, man. And a lot of people are like, this is gonna mess it up for everybody. I tend to agree. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to circle back, but damn it, man. It's too good. If you haven't seen the video, find the video. It is amazing. The comment section is a hoot. You need to get in there. Every once in a while, I'll see people cosplay on EUC, and sometimes it hits and sometimes it doesn't. But this one hit really good. This dude, his name's Timothy Goodale. He did a really, really slick Captain America. From the shield to the details in the helmet, gloves, the whole outfit. Looks high quality. When you look at the wheel, his S18, the panels on there are themed super duper cool with the stars and all. It's super duper epic, man. I really loved this cosplay, and I thought that it was cool enough to share. Like, take a look at that wheel. Isn't that fun, the way that he did the paint? Like, it's DIY, but like it all ties together super duper well. And whoever helped him out with the photographs really put a good framing on them too. I particularly like this one. That's super duper nice, man. What do you guys think? What's your favorite cosplay that you've seen so far, as like the EUC goes? I'm also a really big fan of the Kelly Chameleon. She did Gizmo Duck at one point in time. That was actually pretty cool also. However, I don't know what his name is, Julian or Lulian Andre. He didn't agree. He didn't like the cosplay. His hot take, pathetic. How old are you? 5. I don't know why he's talking that way, but let me guess, you voted for Trump. Wow. I don't know why. That's just the accent I imagine this guy has. Like, this is like how he talks to his TV, or like whenever he like reads nutritional information on the back of boxes. Like, this is how he sounds. You deserve it because of this lack of immaturity. You voted an idiot. This is why your kids are killing you with your own guns, and you're shocked every time. Stupidity at its best. Again, I have no idea why this is how this guy talks. This is how I totally imagine this Andre guy to talk. Yo, toxicity at its finest. Guys, if you haven't shown Timothy Goodale some love for his awesome cosplay, do so, man, because, people are toxic, and I think that a little love goes a long way. Smiles are priceless, kindness is free, so it's a great investment. Do it often. To be honest, Timothy, he handled it like a G. I absolutely love that he did not lash out, like, in response. He was just super duper kind, super duper cool, summing it up with, but wish you the best, and all the love. I won't be entertaining your negativity, but I do truly wish you the best and would love to see you putting out content so I can give it a thumbs up and watch your content journey. And bruh, that was just super duper heartwarming. That hit me all up in the feely wheel. So pretty crazy. Again, if you haven't reached out and hollered at him on Facebook, Timothy Goodale. So Goodale. It's all one word though. Check out his cosplay. Super duper slick. Captain America.
Hi, Brotoidial. Brotoidial. Hey.
Aw.
Hi. Bud. Hi. How you doing? I'm gonna get out of your hair so you don't stress out, okay? I would move you if you were in a high traffic area, but since this is pretty dead, I'm gonna assume everybody else is gonna be pretty chill too. Hey, I'm gonna move slow this way, okay? So I'm moving away. I'm moving away so that way you can do your thing, brother.
So we've all heard the best practice spot, of course, is the open empty field. Well, that wasn't the best practice spot for Robert'o Paulson, which, by the way, if any of you have ever seen Fight Club, I suspect that this Robert'o Paulson is a throwback reference to
And it's Robert Paulson. Okay?
Robert Paulson?
Man, and he's dead now because of us. All right? Do you understand that?
I understand. In death, a member of Project Mayhem has a name. His name is Robert Paulson.
Which is what Project Mayhem calls any person that dies during Project Mayhem. Everybody is Robert Paulson.
Guys,
his name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson. So, the story, he bailed, his wheel stayed upright and took off, hit the net, and it stayed upright, kept running until it was all wrapped up, and then it reached some sort of torque limit and cut off. Anyway, the wheel, there's no damage to the Falcon. What's really cool is that he called the Parks Department and explained what happened, so that way, he could take care of the cost of the net, which is really cool, guys. Like, if you, that's awesome, right? Like, he's the opposite of Project Mayhem. Like, my dude, he wreaked havoc on that poor inanimate net, and then he wanted to take care of it. That's kind of honorable, dude. So yeah, big up Robert Paulson. And where is the best place to practice? I mean, if an open field isn't safe, then like, where exactly is it safe to practice at, man? The overwhelming comment section thing was that like everybody was like, yeah, man, props to you for owning up to state. I think that's cool. That's really cool. You got a lot of support for that. And what do you guys think? Was Robert'o Paulson a G for owning up? I mean, I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but like, what do you think? Would you have owned up to it? Could you have afforded the damaged net? What are your relationships with your local polices, guys? Like, how do you deal with your local polices? There's one dude, HORNET EUC, he's out here waving and trying to create relationships with his local police, and it looks like it's working out, man. I'm not sure exactly where he's located, but it looks like he's out here spreading the goodwill. Personally, I've been pulled over. I've had like 4 or 5 interactions, 4 interactions that I can cite off the top of my head. I had once where a highway patrol officer pulled me over because they wanted to just kind of see what the wheel was. I had 2 instances with a sheriff's deputy rather, that was just like hell bent on being the most uncool dude that he possibly could, and pulled me over for like non-pulloverable offenses and was just hostile as hell. And then I had another police officer who actually wanted to race me, and yeah, so that's like been my kind of experiences. What about y'all? What's happening with you guys and the police locally? Like, I know there's a lot of like weird stuff happening, like batteries are outlawing EUCs in certain places, and then just the vehicles are getting more and more known, so there's getting regulation, whether it's in parks or in national parks or on mountain bike trails and stuff like that. There's definitely getting some regulations inbound. So what are you guys experiencing? Yo, I don't know if you realize how effing hard this is, but whoever this dude is just like, I don't know if it's Kevin Chin or if Kevin Chin just like shared this, but he reminds me a lot of that like superhero rider from Veteran, man, like Leaperkim. Like, and that dude rocks a white t-shirt in the same manner, but like this dude's got some sick balance, man. He's really making that X-Way look well balanced and saucy as hell. He's maintaining, dude. He's maintaining. That's pretty awesome, dude. What's your favorite trick? Who's your favorite rider, guys? Like, and do you know who I'm talking about? That other guy, the one that always rides for Veteran. And if you do know who I'm talking about, who do you think would win if those guys rode against each other, like in a trick off, like if they were just tricking? I don't know if that's the right way to say that, but if they were tricking, if they were like doing that back and forth, who do you think would win? For balance, like by itself, I got my money on this dude, to be honest. Okay, this is I wasn't gonna say anything until I saw the Apex review and from Eevees, and then I realized something in my mind that Adam WrongWay is an absolutely psychopathic, wild human being that has just some, I don't know if he suffered some childhood abuses or like what's wrong with this guy, man. But yo, when I was watching I only watched a tiny bit of some of the live stream that he did with Jack, and I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that the lack of hospitality on stream that he had when talking about the ideas about the Apex, it was, and you'll see, like, I'm gonna show you guys this video.
Jack, why didn't you tell me about the wheel before? For me, it was like a big surprise. I was like, oh, so everything is ready if you want to pre-order a Jack wheel.
So we called the prototype. I called the prototype Apex 01. Yeah. The actual product is just Apex.
I wanted to touch up on this subject in the beginning just to sort of warm up and strain our brain a little bit. Was it 1 year ago or 2 years ago? I remember we were talking about, what would I want to see in a wheel? That's always like a difficult subject for me between writers and manufacturers. Where is the line when you're sort of involved in a project? But, you also have a bunch of ideas. And I remember talking to you back then, it was like, we need more suspension travel, or like, we don't need a trolley handle. Give us a good headlight. And then I'm like, it just pops out. I'm like, wait a minute. I know, like, those are not proprietary ideas. Don't get me wrong. Like, I know a bunch of people want a bunch of stuff. Like, where is it to employ someone and have a project done and like get paid for it? And where it is like, oh, it's just ideas, and then the best payout is sort of for the writer to have a good product.
It's like, how do I see like growing this business with like Western customers, but also being a Chinese company, and how to blend the two and make ideas and thoughts come to fruition,
right? Whilst
going through like what is realistic in Chinese manufacturing, right? Mm-hmm. Something like that is your question?
No, actually, maybe I was just like being slightly annoyed at you that you didn't tell me about the wheel, because I'm like, oh, I told you this and this, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then you didn't talk to me about it. Maybe I'm just too emotional. I didn't have enough sleep.
So there, you see, it's really, really wild. But the man, what he's doing right now, if you can't read this, is he's pressing Jack. He's saying, Jack, I gave you ideas. You took my ideas and you didn't give me money. And what he's asking is, where is the line that you draw when you ask somebody about ideas and whether or not you pay them? I thought this was a little bit outlandish. I thought this was an aggressive stance for WrongWay to take. And you can see it all over his face, just the weird sort of like look, that wild look that he gets when he just doesn't feel like he's in control. And you've seen this look in him before when he lost his girlfriend in Canada. You've seen this look in him before when he bounces from, different distributors because of fallings out and stuff like that. Like, it's just wild, man. And I wasn't going to say anything, but I got to pat Brad'ley on the back. He's on his way to Costa Rica, and I got to pat him on the back. Because this dude, I didn't know that Jack also reached out to Brad'ley.
Jack actually messaged me a while back, and we had a video call about a wheel he wanted to develop, and he's asked me, if you could have one wheel, what would you want in it? So I gave him feedback, and I knew this wheel was under development, and then I completely forgot about it, and then I get a surprise call from Jack, and he's like, all right, the Apex is ready to go, we're gonna ship you one. He's like, wait, what? Tell me about it, tell me more about it. So it's really cool that his dream has become a reality, and what better person, someone who reviews these things, to actually be hands-on with the design. So I really think Jack's gonna knock this wheel out of the park.
Jack reached out to a lot of people, and it looks like all that Jack wanted to do was give a courtesy to people with perspectives that he respected. So he calls out, if he knows that all the uncles out there, he knows that they all really like farming and they need tractors. So he calls all the uncles and he says, hey, uncles, what would you really need in a tractor? What would make your life easier? And so what he chose to do was make all the lives for all the uncles' tractors easier, right? Making a tractor that's well suited for every uncle's request, right? What the equivalent of this would be is if one of those uncles that got the benefit of having this new tractor that was wonderful and incorporated and solved all of their problems, if one of those uncles said, well, now that you fixed my problems for my tractor, where's my money for the idea that I gave you? Like, I told you about a problem that I haven't, and I deserve money for the solution that you gave me. It speaks volumes volumes to the lack of gratitude this guy has, and I'm so grateful that he never got back to me about doing a song. I actually wanted to do a rap song with him at one point in time, and I was like on the fence about actually wanting to do a song with him, but I just wanted to interact with him a little bit to see if he was any different than like the kind of weird douchey sort of like hyper leftist sort of person that he was trying to like portray. It looks like he was trying to simp to somebody. I have no idea who he was trying to simp to with all these weird styles and things that he was going through. I mean, the man's like, he's got to be in his 30s and he's sitting here going through, you know, teenage transformations left and right, man. So I don't even know. And I would leave him alone, except wrong way. You constantly show people the wrong way to do things. That's straight up, bro. I'm grateful because I saw the headline for the video that you posted that you were like, oh, I'm not going to do any more reviews. Bro, you are such an attention hungry little child. Like so much an attention hungry little child. I'm sorry. I can't not say it, bro. Like you're like, you tell your audience, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to do this. And then the first thing that you do is you review the Falcon. Right? Like, and then you platform the Apex. It's like, bro, I'm so happy you did that though, because I actually was going to do that. I actually was going to make a video saying, you know, guys, I feel like these wheels are coming out too fast. I don't like devaluing the wheels that I, you know, suggest people get into. And I, you know, was going to pull back a little bit or whatever. But when I saw how dramatic a statement like that could look, I was like, gosh, I do not want to look this douchey on air. And yeah, so I pulled back. And Brad'ley, again, he crushed it. He absolutely crushed it. When you watch these guys back to back, it's like, how does Brad'ley still outclass WrongWay when they are so far removed from each other? They haven't had a chance to interact with each other, but still, Brad'ley is outclassing WrongWay. He outclassed him when WrongWay was throwing his fit when he partnered up with Eevees and he demanded more than he deserved. Brad'ley was a G. He outclassed him then, and he's outclassing him now. And Brad'ley, good luck in all your missions and your adventures in Costa Rica, and thank you for being such a class act and just showing people how a gentleman can and should behave and how to be a gracious part of a passion project and not a toxic leech. Yeah. So anyway, sorry, not sorry. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed everything. You know, like, and okay, I'll open it up for discussion. You know, like, I mean, like, is that harsh? Is it harsh? I'm probably being a little bit harsh, but it's just, I liked him so much at one point in time, WrongWay. And now oh my God, anytime he comments, I'm just like, oh, this dude, he is just, it's like he's on his period, like nonstop, this guy. And it's just like, it just reeks everywhere that he like craps. And I mean, it's clear that he's like really pushing begode right now. And I mean, like, begode has really been pushing people to push them. So, you know, it smells kind of fishy over there, WrongWay. That's all I'm saying, bro. Anyway, guys, later. It's your boy Johnny, and you know, again, put me in check. I love it because the last video was so great with so many people giving me comments and feedback both ways, and it was just really, really nice to just have that. So if you guys have any commentary about the WrongWay thing, and you know, please let me know. You know, if I'm saying too much, or if you guys are happy for Brad'ley. I mean, it's pretty sad, you know, like the homie's bouncing out, but it's also awesome that he's trying to like find himself and, you know, make moves for his family and stuff. So, you know, it's pretty gangster. Ride safe, ride strong, ride long, and cheers. Till next time, guys. We'll talk again soon. Peace.